Hi Paul, nice to see you today. Just want to go over a couple of points that we discussed during today's session. We did cover quite a few things during today's session, so excuse me, this reminder would be really good for you to look at. The video on the right hand side, just put a circle there around your head and the line down the middle of your chest, just to highlight how much movement and weight transfer you have during that golf swing. So if we take you up to the top of your backswing, so the first thing we did discuss was really the length of your golf swing to start off with. You can see there that the golf club has gone quite a long way past parallel at the top, and to get your club in that position you've got quite a lot of hinging of your wrists. Now again, that can promote more of a flicking action down back at the impact because you're having to recover from that, so your hands are working a lot harder to get back down to a position to hit that golf ball consistently. So ideally the first thing we talked about was trying to stop your swing around about 3/4 length to make that swing much more compact, and so you can keep a lot better control over that golf club itself. You know, we also talked about that you're not going to lose any power from that shot because a much more consistent compact golf swing is going to generate much more power than trying to getting yourself into the positions that you're getting yourself into there. So a shorter swing to start off with. The other bit we looked at really was the amount of movement you've got there to the right hand side. So you can see your head's out of the circle, or move to the right of that circle, and your upper part of your body are just drifted to the right off that line. Now, if providing you can get yourself back into those positions, so your head moves back in the circle and your body moves to the left of your golf ball when you hit it, then there's no problems. But ideally trying to keep yourself a little bit more centred on that backswing will create a much more consistent golf swing. So as we take you down now into impact, you see your body there is trying to work to the left hand side, and now as we take you get you now back into impact, you can see that you have not quite made it back into that circle. Your upper part of your chest is now behind the golf ball, and what that's causing is causing you to try and lift that golf ball in the air. So you're actually hitting the golf ball on the upswing and trying to get it up into the air. Now this is what's causing you to occasionally catch the ground first before the golf ball, or hit the golf ball halfway up, so it either rolls along the floor or flies through the air but very low. So ideally there, just trying to keep your backswing more centred, trying to stay inside that circle and stay on the centre line a little bit better, will allow you to transfer that weight and get the upper part of your chest slightly in front of that line, or slightly in front of the golf ball when you're coming to hit it, which is going to create a more of a downward strike into the back of the golf ball, creating a more consistent shot. As we follow that through now to the finish position, because you've not got your weight across to that left hand side as much as what you needed to, as we come into that finish position there, you can see there's quite a big reverse C position. Your upper body is leaning backwards away from your target, whereas ideally we want your upper body or your finish position to be standing nice and tall, straight up over the top of your left leg, and not leaning backwards slightly like you are there. Okay, so having a much more centred backswing will allow you to transfer your weight properly during the golf swing or during the downswing, making a consistent, better strike on that golf ball and a much better finish position where you're standing nice and tall over that left side. So a little bit of work to do on that, but with a shorter backswing and a much better, consistent, more centred backswing will also help the striking of your golf ball and that downward strike into the impact area. So if we go over now to the video on the left hand side, again this is just highlighting your alignment position. Your feet there pretty square to your target, but your shoulders are slightly open, so just remember in that setup position you just need to turn that left shoulder around to the left a little bit more, just trying to get it more square to your target, or parallel, a little bit more parallel to your feet. Again, that's going to create a much better golf swing, coming slightly from the inside which is going to create a much more consistent direction of flight. So we take you through that video now. So they're quite a good position at the top of your golf swing. So again, you've just gone a little bit too far, but then you've got this change in direction, which gets the club slightly out in front of you, and then working on an angle which is, or a path which is outside the golf ball, or outside the line, working on the inside, creating that pull shot that you've got, or that slide shot that you've been experiencing. So there we gave you a little drill, really to squaring your shoulders up a little bit more, but we also gave you a little drill where we had the basket, which went just on the outside of your golf ball line there, making you swing the golf club on the inside on the way back, then also swinging the club inside the basket on the way down. So if the club was coming outside the line on an inward path, then you would catch the basket and probably miss it, the golf shot, or slice it off to the right hand side. So we got you trying to swing the club on the way back down inside the basket, so your club was coming from an angle which was more on the inside there rather than the outside to in path. And also what that created was the angle of the club. You can see now it's outside your hands. The different angle of the club when you're swinging the club on the inside was more behind your hands that way, coming from that inside position. So if you keep working on those drills, if you've got any problems, just give me a call. But I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks.